They fought for space on your phones with their apps, on your plates with their food delivery, and increasingly your baskets with quick commerce as well. But now soon they will be fighting for your capital because the SEBI has cleared Swiggy's IPO papers. We're talking about Swiggy versus Zomato. While it remains to be seen how this space pans out, it's interesting that Swiggy's DRHP has now been made public, enabling better comparison with Zomato. So just to tell you the key metrics so far, they suggest that Swiggy's food delivery business has reached turnaround stage. Instamart is lagging Blinkit, with the latter growing much faster, and Zomato's operating metrics are far better than Swiggy as of now. So let's look in detail how the overall financials stack up for both. This is for FY24, where revenues being pretty similar, 11,250 crores for Swiggy, Zomato was 12,000 crores. The big change was in the operating front as well. Swiggy had an EBITDA loss of 2,200 crores versus a Zomato gain of 42 crores. Remember, this was the time when Zomato was turning around as well, and as a result of which, Zomato made a profit of 351 crores versus a Swiggy loss of 2,350 crores. Notice the stark divergence in the cash between the two. If you look at the first quarter, Swiggy's food business did better, and as a result of which, we saw a lot better operating performance than what it was for full FY24. And Zomato, because it was on the way up, saw a much better improvement in EBITDA. First quarter EBITDA was 177 crores, and the margins were 4.2%. Swiggy's losses were close to 544 crores. And here's where the cash balance as well, from 5,000 crores came down to 2,000 crores for Swiggy, and Zomato kept holding on to 12,500 crore of cash that they have on their books. Now here's where things get interesting. Let's look at both their business verticals in FY24 and the first quarter. This is the food delivery business. Notice how they made a loss of 47 crores. This is Swiggy that I'm talking about, on a gross order value of 24,000 crores. Zomato had a gross order value of 32,000 crores, and they made an adjusted EBITDA of 912 crores. Remember, the contribution margins for Zomato at 6.9%, much better than Swiggy as well. But Swiggy turned around in the first quarter of FY25, where the adjusted EBITDA came in at 58 crores. And remember, this is an operating leverage heavy business. This is likely to grow much faster. Contribution margins at 6.4% versus Zomato's 7.3%. Remember how Zomato's margins moved much higher. And now let's talk about quick commerce. That will be the real value driver for both these businesses. We've seen this in the case of Blinkit over the last few months, the valuation upsurge. But there's been a stark divergence in growth and numbers for both Blinkit and Instamart. With the same number of active dark stores at the end of FY24, Blinkit's revenue gross order value was 50% higher than that of Instamart, and that reflected in the latter's operating performance. The contribution margin was 2% as against Swiggy's minus 6%. This enabled them to grow their stores much faster, and bet on this. Come Q1 FY25, the benefit of operating leverage helped both the companies, but Swiggy's quick commerce business was still contribution margin negative, and Zomato's doubled from 2% to 4%. They've also increased their active dark stores to 639 versus just 557, and they have a promise of 2,000 in the next 18 months. Let's see what happens in terms of growth, because Swiggy's objects of the 3,750 crore fresh issue include a 1,000 crore commitment to add dark stores. It will be very interesting to see where this goes in the age of Zepto, Big Basket, and Flipkart Minutes. All of this boils down to price. Zomato currently has a market cap of 2.5 lakh crore and projected growth of 32 to 35% on the top line over the next 3 years, making it trading at around 12 times price to sales based on current valuations for 2 years forward. Now, assuming Swiggy's growth is similar to Zomato, but we'll have to discount it for far lower market share and Zomato's much better operating performance in Blinkit itself, the multiple would be a discount to the tune of anywhere between 25 to 35%. Basis these scenarios, the Swiggy market cap could be closer to 1.6 lakh crores or $20 billion. If you give it a steeper discount, close to around $17.5 billion and 1.5 lakh crore market cap as well, still higher than the last valuation round, but a lot lower than Zomato. Let's see how the operating performance and quick commerce for Swiggy pans out going forward. Hey, thank you for watching this on CNBC-TV18. Hope you liked it. For more such interesting news and updates, follow CNBC-TV18 on all the social media platforms.